Hi everyone, I'm Steve Little, founder of Activist Capitalist. Your company can save the world. It's a rousing sentence. Your company can save the world. What an enormous claim to be able to save the world, right? But here's the thing about this enormous claim. It's backed by an enormous need for companies who are making an effort to dispel the suffering of humanity within their communities. There's an enormous demand for companies who are helping to repair our ecosystem. I call it activism capitalism. Using activism capitalism, I've not only helped a lot of people all around the world, but have also helped add many zeros to the value of many companies. And I've experienced it working for me personally. In fact, it works so well, it's the only way I'll do business. Embracing the mission, the opportunity set before every business owner to become an activist capitalist, to prioritize healing the planet and improving people's lives is the #1 value driver that not enough people are talking about. It's the one thing almost every customer on the planet wants from a company, even when they don't know what they want. Maybe they just want a new pair of shoes. So they sit at their computer. Even if they mean to buy direct from a retail store, they first take out their phones or their laptops and they start to search. Are they searching for shoes? Sure, but what they're reading are the reviews, and what they're learning about is the company itself. What they're searching for in the reviews is a great experience. So the potential customer is surfing their options, and what do they find? Maybe they come across Zappos.com, which pours resources into improving the lifestyles of their employees and building up their communities. As a result, Zappos has a reputation for world-class customer service that leaves everyone feeling like a part of the Zappos family. Zappos started in 1999 as a small owner-operated internet store called ShoeSite.com. 10 years later, it was acquired by Amazon for $1.2 billion. Or maybe this customer finds Tom's Shoes, buy one, give one program that promises for every pair of shoes sold, a person in need receives a free pair of shoes for themselves. Why buy any old pair of shoes when you can buy Tom's and contribute to humanity for the same price? When Tom's launched this mission 9 years ago, the company was worth a few billion. Today, it's worth upwards of $600 billion. The internet has changed everything, and we are all beneficiaries because the internet revealed what's driving purchases like we've never seen before. Purchasing decisions are no longer just product-driven. If your product or service doesn't live up to the value promise and your company doesn't have some positive impact on the world, your company is going down the drain fast. It's as simple as that. And today's consumers have so many options, they don't need to settle for mediocre product anymore. There's always someone else who will do it better for less, and we all know it. What people really want when making purchasing decisions today is nothing less than to feel like they are a part of something great. So if you're tracking this with me, you're seeing the law of supply and demand directly fueling activism capitalism. Helping to save the world is in demand. Not to mention, it's good for your soul, it's good for your family, good for your legacy, good for your company, and good for your entire community. Activism capitalism inspires real, scalable hope for the future of mankind. And right now, I'm going to give you the groundwork for adding tremendous value to the company while answering this honorable call to save the world. They are the 4 pillars of activism capitalism, or HEAL. H for humanity first. E for ecosystem. A, to align your values and your practices. And L, to lead people to become leaders. The world of business is under a microscope. A Gallup poll recently found that 3 out of 4 people believe that most businesses are operating immorally, blindly chasing revenue at the expense of humanity. These people are your people. These are your neighbors, your team members, your community, your customers, your investors. It doesn't necessarily matter what industry your company is serving. If your company policies are actively protecting or prioritizing the wellness of humanity and recovery of the environment, then your company is going to catch attention. So let's start by activating your company using the 4 pillars of activism capitalism. First, we have H, for humanity first. Today's customers want to give their business to companies who really care about people. Companies who put people before profits make longer lasting and more meaningful connections. Your own life will be better for it. And ultimately you make more money because your company has more value. The value of staying power. I mean, ultimately, whether you're the consumer, the owner, or the investor in a company, when you're looking at any level of investment, staying power is a huge factor. So what is the best way for your company to help ease the suffering of humanity? Start with the humans that work for your company. Richard Branson says, clients do not come first. Employees come first. If you take care of your employees, they will take care of your clients. One of the secrets to changing the world is to think globally, but act locally. What can you and your company do to care more deeply about the health and emotional well-being of your team? Improve the lives of people who represent your company, and they will feel the call to do so too. They'll join you in your mission to improve the lives of your customers while adding tremendous value to your bottom line and securing the longevity of your company. The Healing Organization by Raj Sisodia and Michael J. Gelbs is a leading resource for becoming an activist capitalist. In this remarkable book, it is said, whatever one's level of income, when meaning and purpose are absent, when we feel dehumanized and objectified, we experience emotional and spiritual suffering. Yes, it's important to provide your team with a living wage, but there's more to it than that. Part of being human is needing to be seen and heard. The hard-nosed, emotional, detached CEO stereotype is dead. And I mean literally. These guys are dying of heart attacks and strokes every day. The Ebenezers of the world are dropping like flies. It's no way to live, and it doesn't work anymore. Starbucks recently launched a company-wide retraining program that cost them millions to implement. The reason? The policies they had in place unwittingly resulted in a very public display of dehumanizing 2 humans in Philadelphia. The entire purpose of the Starbucks 7-figure investment into this training project is essentially to reinstate the first pillar, humanity first, always. One of the greatest misconceptions about people in the workplace is that they only care about their paycheck. People who are spending large portions of their lives at a company want to work towards something greater than a paycheck. People want to work toward a higher purpose, a greater good. That is what inspires people. And it does work. In fact, a recent study done by Harvard Business Review found that companies who practice prioritizing humanity and improving individuals' lives are 10 times more successful. The next pillar is ecosystem. A poll taken by Gallup discovered that 65% of Americans believe that environmental protection should be prioritized over economic growth. Again, these are your people, and the people have spoken. What they're saying is we care about the environment, we care about animals, and we notice when companies are using our money to help the planet that we'll be leaving to our children. So, what's the best way for your company to lay the groundwork for serving the planet? Think globally and act locally. The first ecosystem is to improve the one you've created within your company, and the second is the immediate community. Saving the world begins as an inside job. We've already touched on taking care of your people first. When there's a discrepancy between the way your company values employees and the way your company values customers, the value of your business will always suffer somewhere down the line. So it's vital to the value of the company to start saving the world right where you live and work first. Every community has areas of decline and disparity. Getting your company involved with the organizations who are actively contributing to the community in your marketplace has a return on investment that is both spiritually and financially enriching. The third pillar is A. Align your values with your personal practices. This one is about you being more than the owner of your company. This is about taking ownership of your company's values and ethics and becoming the physical embodiment of the company's promise. You have a responsibility to your business plan to live into your company's values and ethics in every interaction you have every single day. It doesn't matter if that interaction is with your Starbucks barista or your head of marketing. As the owner, you will always set the bar for how well your company is represented. Your conduct determines whether your company's mission is a passionate way of life or words on a sheet of paper. Returning to your company's values and ethics before making every decision, whether it's regarding a client, a friend, or a total stranger, means you always have a guiding light. Leaders are at the core of their company, and authenticity at the core yields good fruit. Finally, we have L. Lead people to become leaders. Uplift your team members in a way that doesn't just get the job done, but also furthers them down their own personal journeys. This is the difference between a boss and a leader. A boss cracks the whip. A leader creates a path and shows others the way. Your employees care more about their jobs than just for the purpose of income. And if they don't, they desperately want to. In the book, The Healing Organization by Raj Sisodia and Michael J. Gelb, they vow to seek nothing less than the transformation of the workplace from a place of stress and fear to one of inspiration and growth, from what feels like many is a miserable prison to a joyful playground. As a leader, you are in a position to educate and influence the people who work for you. Save the world by providing your community a new wave of passionate, thriving, activated leaders. Simon Sinek once said, "A boss has a title, a leader has the people." So now that you have the 4 pillars of activism capitalism, it's time for you to answer the call. Remember, saving the world is an inside job. Begin modeling the values and ethics you wish your company to be known for having. Make a list of the virtues you want your company's reputation to stand on and brainstorm ways you can implement these virtues into your own character. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. The numbers check out. The results are in. Activism Capitalism delivers value upon value. Join me on this mission to ease human suffering and restore our planet by changing the way business is done. I'll close with this. Your company can save the world, and while you're busy thinking globally and acting locally, your company's value will be busy skyrocketing. That's the way of the activist capitalist.